All right. So we're gonna work a little bit more on this just because I want to. Interesting. Spacing on things gets difficult to measure. Huh. The comparison there is a little difficult. I should probably normalize the canine position before making any comparisons. Rather than, yeah, otherwise we get these offsets. It's just not elegant, so we found these selections to be relatively simple to do, but we are running into some issues. So I think that rather than right now we're doing this conversion to normalizing it every single time. I don't think we want to do that. Let's make a backup copy before I continue. Adjusting normalized range. Okay. Wiggling. All right, so first things first. Other than doing this comparison here, that's not what I'm doing though. I'm taking the range and I'm normalizing it. But I can do that beforehand. I don't have to convert it a few times. I can just say, I can just map range first. Oops. Well, zero to 1. So right now, let's just imagine it. Here. We have our range and we're cutting it in half. And right now we basically go 0 through 23. We go, okay, this is point. This is half. 11.5. Basically, actually this is 24, so it's 12 right here. Day 4, 0, 12, 24. And then we figure out our points, our offsets. I think we need to go straight to 0 to 1. So what I'm doing right here, I just need to do that. every time. Oh, this is fine. I can just swap these. I just take these and I put them on this side. Look at that. So this is the range here. This is the value. Don't really need this anymore. I mean, instead of midpoint, let's just say offset from point. Well, I think we would want it to be. So we get our little increment. We're getting an increment here. So we get an increment. We go, this is how long it is out of this thing. And so that's our normalized offset already. That's our normalized offset. We put it right there. The range, though, is just 0 to 1. There's no range. We just add, subtract 0.5, and there's no need for a range. So we know offset from factor mid. There we go. And then we can just do this. Okay, still getting some issues. But it does appear a bit more stable. There's more to adjust though. Because now we're just comparing directly against the factor. And this here, epsilon. Epsilon's only for equals. Interesting. Oh. The issue is that just gets rid of it. So if I just do 1, that's way too strong. Also too strong. Still too strong. Well, the molars are way too strong anyway, so... We don't even need to do a factor anymore. Well, no, we still want the factor because that's what we're comparing it, but okay. We take Hmm. Somehow I totally killed this selection here. I'm not 100% sure why that is. Let's do just the incisors to start. And let's actually make sure we resample our curve. Resample curve to 26. And we'll use our tooth count on that one. Okay, so it's working. We just need to adjust our comparison. What we really should be doing, actually, is trimming the curve that we're making the points on. Not adjusting the points, trimming the curve. Because that way, we can get a very specific cut. Yeah. So we'll want to so instead of doing teeth points, we kind of still want to do exactly this each time, which is take the curve, cut the end points, and then do points on all of it. But yeah, so we'll take this. So this would be curve 2 points, trim, start, end points. Give it a curve, we give it a count, and it makes that curve. Perfect. Now, before we get into any of that, let's go way back to the beginning. Let's look at this. We're storing our factor. Don't really need to store it. No, we do need to. Don't really need to store it if we're cutting it, so. All right. So let's say trim. Let's see how this looks. So that's our selection. Perfect. Start, end. That's exactly what we want. We want to start and end. So, all right, let's start with our incisor. So this is our selection for the incisor. And we'll just feed in the curve and the selection. And what are we looking at? Okay. I could do a selection, but what I actually want upper. Beautiful. Okay, so now we can slice those sections. So this will actually be incisor curve, not just selection. It's the incisor curve that we're creating. All right. So now we want to do that for each of these. Let's take all this. Move that over. So we've got our incisor curve. Right now, again, I'm doing the curve. I don't even need that factor anymore, so we can just get rid of this whole thing. Okay, stick this in here. Feed in the geometry. That's what we're looking at. I don't need this. Named attribute, I just need the upper and lower. But this one's a little different. We'll come back to this one. Let's do this, the molars right now. Hello, Noel. Welcome. We're continuing to fart around with our teeth thing because I love it. Interesting. Oh, I keep putting it into the wrong thing. Start and end. It's factor. I guess I kind of have to do this one twice. Okay, so now between the two, we've been able to isolate this curve. Oh, excuse me. And now we have both of these. So where we're going to put the incisors. Watch the video on Resonite and wow. Well, good. That's good to hear. I'm going to close the blinds really quick. It's too bright. Well, I'm glad you were wowed. I definitely, I won't jump straight into ranting about how much I love it, but it is pretty interesting in my opinion. Making more teeth. We are. We're being having a little fun with it. Just for a little bit longer, and then once I get the positioning sorted out, we'll be back to other stuff. Remember how to align that. Engine then normal? Yeah. Game developers dream, an engine that they are part of, literally. That's a good way to look at it. People seem to be a lot more creative with their avatar there than on VR chat. I love that. But just, you have the freedom to do it. I think I'm going to simplify this. But even their choice of avatar has a lot of variation and personality. Well, good. Good. As it should be. As it should be. It's going to be a group in a second. All right, but I need to understand I've come to 4. So I've made 4. So we have to calculate that by taking the count of the teeth, subtracting canine position, which is times 2. Say canine position, multiply that. Should just be a straight value. Canine position is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 means this is now 6. 24 minus 6 is 18. Where am I going with this? Oh wait, I can do this a lot simpler. It should just be canine position minus 1 times 2. Okay. That's how many incisors we have. Yeah, actually. Yeah. this should go right there. Good. We'll do this. So, instance on curve, rim, and start points. Easy peasy. So that's good for the start one. This is the incisor amount. Just these two. Canine to I will have to calculate this again. So canine position and incisor. Cool. And we can go ahead and take all these, duplicate them, move them down to the molars. This curve, take these. I can just pass them on to join. We can see a bunch of instances. I would like to swap this for the molar, please. And then in here, we can actually tweak this more because we know how many we have. 4 canines, sorry, 4 incisors plus 1 canine. We take the tooth count and we subtract this amount plus 2. And that should be our molar input. Oh, and then divide by 2 because we have 2 curves. We need to instance of that. Okay, perfect. This should be a lot more robust now. Yeah, I don't see any flickering or anything. Much better, much better. Okay, so, and then this is G, misspelled canine position. I misspelled it again. Position. And then output is the molar amount. Myself add canine, teeth minus canines, or molars halved, or molars halved. All right, and this one is canine position to molar amount. This should also be. Beautiful. This is looking a lot more elegant and robust. So, the one difference is our canine selection. And so the reality is we just want an instance on here. Instance on points. Or sorry, curve to points. And we just want 2. Because this should be just this segment here. Yeah. We just want the start and end. That's it. Okay, I can use this curve to points. No, but this trims the end and start, so why I'm not using it. So I do want to go back in there again. Copy these. Back up. Paste again. Take my rotation. What? That's not what I wanted to grab. These, please. Copy. Paste. Rotation, tangent, norm. Here. Join them. Here. And we're going to add input. We will be taking the canine and instancing it. All right. Object info. Then instance it. Always gets me. That rotation don't look right. Huh. Rotation to I see. Rotation to rotation and tangent to vector. Interesting. Now this should be really robust. Shouldn't see anything flickering. Kind of creepy looking, but it's cool. And this one's wrong here. We're getting extra points on this one here. We'll have to clean that up. And then also the spacing here just feels really no good. But is that just this? If I just move these closer, will they get closer? In a sense, but I think for them to, I would have to collapse it. So there's something causing this gap here. All right. So first things first, let's fix the molars. Go to the molars. Here we trim both curves. Then we start endpoints. I think perhaps what we do is we get rid of this and we get rid of this. duplicate. Put that instance in both. Send one curve here and one curve here. Join the geometry together. And now they're both broken. Good. This should be getting rid of the start and end points. Unless, well, no, because the one was correct, the other one was wrong. What is this input here? Instance amount? Well, I know what I need here, which is the total instances. What was working beforehand? I'm deleting the end point. Why am I adding 2? I want to add 2. If the index equals 0, or the index is the curve amount. I have 3 incisors. Goopy teeth. Oh, do you know why a part that is white with transparent gradient looks fine until it's in front of something white? In front of something white, the transparent part becomes dark. So transparency in video games in particular is a really difficult problem to solve. And so a lot of times you get these weird artifacts where either things are sorted improperly or how they blend together. Those are hard to do correctly. There are different settings you can use, like in a shader, to change how it's supposed to blend. Are you in a Unity? course. I'm trimming the endpoints. Way too many teeth. So rotation, tangent normal. Okay. I think that's a little bit better. In Unity using Poem Share. Sorry, I try to go back and forth at work. I work from. Oh, no worries. I understand that. Excuse me. Perfect. So if you go to the very bottom of your Poyomi shader, there should be some additional rendering settings. You want to look to the rendering tab, and that's going to give you some additional options for how your alpha blends. But just be aware that most likely whatever you find, there's going to be some sort of compromise on how it works. It's generally, it doesn't work. Transparency is tough to get perfect. If you can get it perfect. All right, did it. So there's one more thing I want to do, which is just to close up these gaps here. I resampled the curve. trim curve. Say, give it a value. Subtract 1 minus that value. This is this one. Cool. So I want to do that. Just with the curve. For the teeth. Is that really what I want to do? In a sense. It's going to be something like that, but I mean, then the molars are so crowded. That it would be something like that. Yeah, I want to do that. Exactly what I just did. Okay. So what I want to adjust is not the trimming. I want to adjust the canine position. Let me just can't. I don't think it's gone. Okay. So when we position, we have this range. So we create this midpoint offset. That would be the exact same as adjusting this trim curve. That's okay. If I just need an offset, I just need to trim the other one the other way. Okay, so let's try this one more time. One more time, create this. Boom, value, subtract. Adjust that and crowd or bring these in crowd them as needed. Back to 0. Now this value we're using, I think we're gonna create an input for it. So we'll call this, I don't know. Nothing. Make a float. Spacing offset. And like even that's like, oh, nice, that looks good. I like that. Right. That doesn't look bad at all. Gotcha. Let's try one thing really quick. Now the opposite problem. These regular spacings, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I think what we need to do is not trim that here, but trim these ones, these values here. We need to add or subtract from. That actually be subtract. I want to lower. All right, add. No, that's the same thing. So I can go before this. Beautiful. This is such a funny thing to do. Okay. I don't think I need this. Here. I think I should be able to use this curve. Yep. So I'm only spacing on the inside. Okay. Do the same for our molars as well. I would like them to move as well. Very similar to this. Back spacing. Correct. This way we can push the teeth forward as we need. Okay. Still leaves this one spot open. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's only 20. We're basically perfectly missing these. And yeah, actually for the back gum spacing, I don't need to do that here. I would do that by trimming this curve. Curve. Excuse me. Beautiful. This is gonna be so worth it. It's so worth it. Is it again? I should be able to take a curve. Yeah. Geo node flip curve. Reverse curve. Did I see that? Did I not? Not gonna look any different. That gives me a actually the other one I want to switch. Reverse. More to do with that later, but okay. So we can adjust the spacing here, which is nice, I guess. We can adjust the back spacing. Honestly, I don't want to be doing there. I would rather just push the molars forward. Keep the canines in the exact same position. So avoid transparency gradients. Got it. Sorry, for some reason my brain is really on this right now. I'm in the zone. Geo zone. I'm in the zone. This actually should be quite easy. I just need another trim curve. I'll still keep these separate because I've done that twice now. I have a feeling I will do so again. Cool. That looks nice. I like this. Now. Putting the spacing offset. It does move it. But the issue is that it's also moving the, so all actually we really need to do is just call this this should be incisor spacing. Then we should have another value for canine/molar spacing. And this is actually what we want to adjust right here. So that way we can push this forward. Okay, perfect. I see it. I see it working now. The hordes that will come out of this will be wonderful. I mean, it's already quite satisfying because I can go in here and we can get this very odd interesting. The road tilt on that one is opposite. Ow. My neck is hurt. Be right back. Get some ibuprofen. Oh, what's cool is that I can already take my teeth, duplicate them, flip them. Still having some issues with the spacing here, but anyway, quite exciting. Interesting though that the teeth here go opposite directions. Excuse me. So funny that upside down the spacing really seems to change. There really shouldn't be a reason for that. Why would the... At what point would the tilt make such a difference? Oh, of course, because the teeth are literally now inside out. Gross. Okay. I guess we would want to just literally have. Oh, I see what we want to do. But we're not going to do that right now. What I do want to do, though, like the high poly version. Let's make a backup copy. This is basically our low poly version right here. Uh-oh. Another oddity. Not that odd. That's right. Okay. Subdivision. All right. Super close. Perfect. Go. Entirely sure. It's a little hard for me to visualize this in my head. There we go. Gum line. So what we'll need to do is we'll create high and low poly versions of the canines, and we'll be able to swap them, and then we'll be able to use that to drive this gum inflation right here. But this is such a easy and great starting point for teeth. We'll basically be able to make a toggle. I love which I can do right now. Boom. Cool. That's why this is so useful, because now I just have them ready to go. Need to bake things? Boom. Easy as easy. There's a few more things to iron out, but overall, I'm liking it. Like just the low poly subdiv or I could still use a subdivision on the low poly. I mean, most likely we'll just be swapping them out. Like I'll take, yeah, like rather than having like these objects that I'm sampling, we'll have a low poly sample and a high poly sample. That way I can make very specific teeth. I'm not constrained to using subdivision workflows or whatever. Use whatever kind of workflow I want. Yeah, that'll be good. And then later we'll figure out the UV mapping. And I'll have built a very fast teeth generator. But I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll be right back. So, we're going to leave this here. Very good progress today on our... I'm excited. This really should save so much time. And there's so many other fun things we can do. Like rotate these. Ooh. Sorry. Looks great. Think you'll need a totally separate instance for the uppers since the teeth usually don't match identically, but great work. Thank you. Yeah, I think there will be. But what's nice is that I actually already have that because I just would make a second one. Right, I can just make that second curve, slap them on there. What I really want to do next is UV map them. That's going to be the tricky part, but I think that will really be worth it. Giving them like all in some sort of UV map. All right. Let's work on Grim. UV map with its own fun? Yeah. Not 100% sure what's going to be best for that. But we will find out. But we will find out. Okay, let's continue our work on the boy here. Blender, skew, Shift, Control Alt S. Shift, Control Alt S. Not super useful. Okay. I'm just going to rotate it slightly and then scale. It's already 4:05. Day just flew by. I really want to make these nice and segmented. So you guessed it, we're going to GeoNodes. It's what we gotta do. Yeah, easy enough to do. So we'll get rid of the mirror. Get rid of the geo. New. All this cables. And we want to do curve to mesh. And we'll give it a profile, which is a circle. Circle. 0.1. Sure. 0.03 for our input. And resample. Oh, sorry, getting a call. 1 second. All right, so we're back. I'll have to head out in just a little bit. So you got these curves, and I want to make them segmented. Excuse me. And what I can do is take the factor, and we can chop up the factor even more and make it all tiny, tiny factor. Should be able to view this like so. And a little confused on what I'm looking at, but okay. You can see that we're changing things. But are we changing things in a useful way? I don't think so. I don't need to multiply the factor, but I do need to just see. I think it's wrap or snap or something like that. Yeah, there's like repeating shapes. Let's say 0 for that one. 1 0 1. Yeah, okay. We're good. Yeah, okay, that is exactly what we're looking for. We just need to resample these a little bit more. Let's switch this to length, and we'll say 0.01. I would have expected this one to behave a little bit better. All right. That's the... it's something like that. I'm never sure. I could repeat things along it, but I want to have it curved and really move with things. So it also does something similar. Not as useful. Fractions impossible. Sine. Ooh, I would need to combo that with one of those, like ping pong sine. And it looks so close to what I want. Just Google that up. GeoNode curve repeat this placement. Factor displacement.
Today I'm going to explain, and we put, for example, one radius. This is the same that connecting here. Look, it doesn't change. At this point, look, we want to create different shapes. We need to put more points. One of weeks mean if we put more points, and this one, the number and index. But basically, all the time, almost all the time,
What was it again? What did we have there? This like little graph using my float curve. Yeah. That's what I want. we go. So cool. That is cool. I like that. That is cool. Nicely done. Looking good. Hello, Graham. Welcome. Brrr. Just a little more evenly. A little more even. I will have to head out soon, unfortunately. Thank you, Noel. Can't claim credit for the concept, but it is a good one. Forget the name of the artist. Get that from Grimm at some point. Nice rigging those. Rigging those shoulders looks rough. There'd be a lot of bending on the mesh, right? Making it less robotic. There's no way to perfectly, especially for like human robots, you're gonna get a bit of bending. But there's you can certainly make constraints and things like that to help prevent a lot of that bending. But no matter what, with any form of rigging, there's no such thing as a perfect rig, unfortunately. Unless you're literally doing, well, in video games, there's no such thing as a perfect rig. Maybe for film or things you can have like perfect control over. But I crashed for a second. What is it? Control B? Blender, curve, or crease. Shift C. Doesn't seem to be it. Well, thank you, Greg. Did I undo something? Bedtime for me, last night of work. I have next week off. Well, enjoy your rest. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good luck with your work, and we'll catch you later. Bye, Graham. Bye. And I do have to head out, and I'll probably end in just a second as well from the stream. So I suppose good timing. So I gotta get on the road. All right, I'm going to call it here. I'm actually getting a call right now, so I'm going to do a little quick send off. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your Friday. Great rest of your weekend. Sorry to cut it short, but I do got to get going.